Get started. My name is Abdul Hafiz Sheikh and I'm from Pune. I have more than 11 years of industry experience, mostly into business intelligence. I work for banking and finance domain. Okay, I work for the multinational bank like HSBC, Barclays, ENBD, Dubai, and JP Morgan and all. I worked on Cognos, Tableau, and from the recent past, I'm into Power BI. I'm working as an individual contributor. I'm Power BI certified as well as Azure Data Engineer and Cognos 10 certified. Apart from this all skills, I also know Teradata, Oracle DB2 and all other SQL databases. So agenda for today's meeting is we'll be looking into what data is, what is data science, what is business intelligence, why we need business intelligence, what is visualization, what is Power BI and why Power BI. So a lot of things to be covered, so let's get started. So what is data? So if you can see in this slide, there are a lot of things are available. So if you can see, the mailbox is there, databases is there, a lot of things are there. So actually each and everything is contributing to data. Okay, whether it is a social media, internet, your database, local system, everything is basically contributing to data. So basically what data is, it's a collection of fact and figure. Anything you can see is a data, whether it's a text, image, video, your emojis, feelings, likes, dislikes, everything is a data. And you might have seen, heard this particular word, that in coming days data would be more valuable than gold. So why people are saying like this? Just have a look at the data. So data about the data. Okay, so data is getting changed. Okay, so let's look at the survey, although it is a little old survey. By 2025 the worldwide data will grow 61% to 175 zettabyte, and 1 zettabyte is 1 trillion gigabytes. Okay, it's a huge data. Okay, so you might have observed the same. So when I joined 11 years back, I'm talking about the IT industry, so hardly smartphones were there, very rarely been seen. So mostly people were using like smart feature phones and all those. Nowadays even a child at home is having a separate mobile or tablet. Okay, and he's also watching the videos and doing the stuff, right? So everyone is generating the data. A lot of basically research is there on the data. You can also google it and just look at the research from the some of the research firms or worldwide. So by 2025 almost 50% of the data will be stored in the cloud. So because the physical server are not capable enough to handle the data, and again the cost and a lot of factors are there. So because of that, basically it is good time to move to the cloud. So everyone is moving to the cloud because of the spacious space available in the cloud, right? Alright, now what do we mean by data science? So data science is the science of transforming data into the derivable data. So basically it is helping the business to make the decision. So what are the components of data science? So a lot of components are there: statistic modeling, data technology, research, and the methods, applying the methods and all. But one thing which we are focusing on is the visualization. Okay, similarly data science life cycle involves a lot of different things like understanding data, cleaning, mining, and applying the algorithms and all, and at the last data visualization. So data visualization is the presentation layer. So you did everything, you just wanted to present it to the business or the top management so that they can take the decision based on the data. So this is what the whole idea is. Now very similar to data science, we have the data business intelligence. Basically again it is the set of processes which uses the technology to convert the raw data into the meaningful information. and the aim of the both, or the goal of the both the data science and the business intelligence is almost same: to improvise the business, to increase the revenue, to lower the budget cost. Okay, and they both go hand in hand basically. So data science uses mathematics and statistics to discover the hidden pattern. Okay, and what will happen in the future. It focuses on the future, whereas business intelligence uses a tool to basically do a research data analysis, and it more focuses on the past and the present. So what data we had and what could be the decision we can take it based on that. So there is quite a difference between data science and business intelligence, so we are not going much into detail of it. Let's look at the problem statement. Then I think this particular example will be helpful for you to understand the business intelligence or data science in detail. Okay, so I got an electricity bill of 5,000 rupees a month. Okay, so which is a huge cost if you are belonging to middle class family in India. Okay, now what I did is I thought of putting some intelligence and I did some research. Okay, so what research I did, I came to know that there is something called as a BEE star rating. So this rating actually defines with the electric equipment efficiency. So if the more are the ratings, the electricity consumption is less, and ultimately it is helping me to saving per month. Okay, similarly I did more further research and I found out that the old bulb which we used to have is having a lot, it's having a huge yearly operating cost, and the bulb lifetime is very less compared to the recent in the market LED bulb, which has very low cost. Okay, energy consumption is also less, and the bulb lifetime is comparatively very high. Okay, so this is what the small analysis I did, and now then after doing the analysis I came to know that the root cause of this much electricity bill is my old refrigerator, which actually consuming almost 600 units per year. If I roughly take 10 rupees per unit as a rate of electricity, then just 6,000 rupees yearly has been consumed by my refrigerator, and which is almost 500 rupees per month, which is a huge cost. Alright, similarly the old bulb is taking around 100 units per year, which is again a very huge cost. So what solution I came across after the analysis is to replace my refrigerator with 5-star rating refrigerator, which is hardly consuming 100 units per year. Similarly I replaced the old bulb with the LED bulbs, which are hardly consuming 10 units per year. Though it is not very accurate example, but I think you got an idea what exactly the business intelligence means. So what I did is I just put down some analysis, and according to my analysis I did the changes in my home, and ultimately I'm saving the money at electricity bill. So very similar example, let's take another one. So my problem got resolved and I'm now saving the money. Alright, now let's look at the smartphone vendor share in 2013. So if you can see, almost 40% of the Indian market share was with Samsung, and followed by Macromax, Carbon and Lava and all those Indian brands. Nowadays what happened is, to just look at a very recent survey, market share for smartphone in 2021. So if you can notice, 26% by Xiaomi, Vivo, Oppo, Realme, and the market share of the Samsung is goes down to 20%, which is almost half of the which it has earlier. And market leaders are the Chinese brands. Almost they captured almost 70%, near about 70 or 60% of the market, which is a huge. Okay, now why this has happened, or what is the reason behind it? Is that a magic? The answer is no. What micro or Chinese companies does is they understand, they went through the psychology of the Indian people, and they came across like what is the actual need of Indian people. So what exactly Indian people need is They need the latest technology at cheap rates, and that is what has been provided by Chinese brand. And because of this particular reason, they are the market leader nowadays, right? So I hope this makes sense to everyone. So now, business intelligence, as we discussed, it is nothing but business. If you break down the word business plus intelligence, so getting the intelligence out of your business basically. And why we are doing so? Actually, it is helping us to identify the waste in the system. So like in the first example we have seen, my old refrigerator is the waste, the old bulb I was using is a waste, right? So again, it helped me to understand better, and it I have taken the decision to improvise the processes. Like, I have changed the refrigerator, and ultimately it is making me profitable. So my yearly monthly 5000 bill has been reduced to, let's say, 500 rupees, so which is a huge saving for me. So like this we can think about in broader perspective. Let's say business has a lot of things. The revenue is in crores and billions and millions, right? So if you are saving money there, at least 1%, it's a huge saving, right? So think in that way. Now what are the different layers of business intelligence? We have the source layer, data. So Excel, internet data, any data, database, whatever data you are taking from, okay, would be a part of data layer. Then that data would be basically transformed and kept into the data warehouse. Nowadays, as I said, data warehouse is again not enough to accommodate all the data, so people are moving to basically data lake and the cloud solution. So data lake is the next version of data warehouse, which is in cloud again. Then after that everything is done, then the time comes to do the analysis, the presentation basically, and the presentation is done by visualization tools, okay, so that people can get more better understanding. Now what are the different BI tools available in the market? So BI actually is a very big umbrella, a lot of tools comes under it. So like tools and the technology, basically a lot of technologies comes under it, like for example ETL, extracting, transform and load. So for that we have specific tool like Informatica, DataStage, Ab Initio, SSIS. Nowadays in cloud, Azure cloud, you can see you might have heard this word, data factory. So it is a ETL tool. And there were some reporting traditional tools like Cognos, BO, SSRS and all. And nowadays the market is ruled by visualization tool. So like Power BI, we have Tableau, Click, a lot of other, Spotfire and all. So a lot of different tools are available in the market. Now what do you mean by data visualization? So in very first slide we have in the data science slide we have seen data visualization. I said it is a presentation layer, or it is the way of communicating your data to the audience. Okay, so let's look at the example. So what data visualization is, as I said, the graphical representation of the data in the form of, by using what, by using charts and the graphs and the maps and all those. Now let's look at the example. So if you can see here on the left hand side we have a data on the spreadsheet. So data is in numbers basically, and same data I have represented in the form of graph. So now it is the same data, no change at all, but here it is giving me much more comparison, better comparison basically. So I can understand basically the data is keep on increasing over a period of times from 2011 to 2018. The data is keep on increasing. Okay, I can simply compare, it is almost double of what we had in 2011. So it is giving me more information comparatively in comparison with the normal data. Now why we need data visualization? So basically it amplifies your message, it's give meaning to your data, it helps better decision making, and it is more shareable, easily can be shareable. Now what do you mean by dashboard basically? So just have an example here again. So if just look at this dashboard, so this is the car dashboard. Here you can see a lot of things in a just at a glance basically. So you can understand at what speed you are going, how much RPM is there, whether your headlight, tail light indicators are on or off, how much gas or how much petrol you left in the car. So a lot of information you are the key information, very important useful information of your car is available at your dashboard. Or very similar to this, let's look at dashboard. So dashboard is nothing but the collection of charts, that is visuals, and it is giving me a lot of information just by looking at into it. So whether, let's say for example, share market, whether it is going up or down, what is profit I had, lot of different information just by looking at the dashboard. So typical dashboard look like this. So how much revenue I had, how much profit I had, who are my top 10 customer, how much is the sell by category, who are my top performing managers. Lot of information I can get it just by looking at the dashboard. Now what is Power BI? So Power BI is a visualization tool, data visualization tool by Microsoft. It was released in July 2015. We can connect to whatever data, whether it is a cloud or on-premise, we can connect to all data. There are more than 100 plus connectors Power BI is providing. Okay, it can be easily shared to the multiple users, and it is a leader among all visualization tool. Now why Power BI again? So it was until 2010. So when I joined IT company, so it was literally ruled by the traditional BI tools like Cognos and SAP BO and all those. And there was a concept very recent in the market that time. It's an in-memory concept, okay, in-memory approach. And the Tableau, ClickView, earlier used to say ClickView. So these tools got more popularity compared to the others, and they are become a market leader in 2012 or 13 time. Okay, Power BI started little late and it crosses all to become a leader. So just focus on the word leader. So just a quick comparison between different visualization tool available in the market. So we have Power BI, Looker, Tableau, Spotfire and Click. There's some survey done by one of the company. Okay, so they have rated Power BI as 93 out of 100. Okay, which is top among the all BI tools. Now again, why Power BI? Let's look at the comparison between Tableau, which is the most what we can say influenced or most beautiful tool in the BI market. Okay, and it's again it is also a market leader. So let's do the comparison between the market leaders. So Tableau was launched in January 2003, and it is become a leader 2013 onwards. So it took 10 years for Tableau to come into the market. Okay, to become not coming to the market, to become a leader in the market. Okay, Power BI launched in 2015 and it's become a leader 2016 onwards, which is a huge success. Now let's say let's look at what Gartner says. So for your information guys, Gartner is a company which used to do a survey throughout a year, and at the end of the year they used to publish a report which has 4 quadrants, and according to their research, so they used to go to clients, take their feedback and do the survey overall globally. They do the survey and publish the result. So this is a very important basically research report, so you can understand. So not about BI, they do the survey for different platforms, technologies, tool, everything. So basically you can basically come to know at where your technology or tool is going. So it is very beautiful report. Basically you can go ahead and check it out. It is available on the internet. So let's look at what Gartner Magical Quadrant says in 2015 and 2021. So in 2015, if you can see, Microsoft is somewhere here, though it is in the leader quadrant, but it is very close to the challenges. It just came into the challenges. So if you don't know how came from challenges to leaders, if you don't know how to read the quadrants, so this is the first quadrant basically, this is the second one, this is the third one, and this is the fourth one, that is the leader quadrant. So if you can read it out here, It's a leader quadrant. Okay, now just look at IBM and SAP BO and all those in 2015. Now just compare that with the very latest one, 2021 report. Now see here where Microsoft is. It is among top BI tools. It is leading. So Tableau is here, and just look at where the Microsoft is. Okay, and let's look at the IBM, Cognos, SAP BO. They are literally out of the market. All right. So this is what the Gartner survey is. Now this is how the journey of Power BI started from here, and then keep rising and keep on rising. Okay, now why Power BI is so much popular? Okay, first thing, very important one, it's a cloud based. Okay, so you might have heard this word Azure cloud, and also Azure is owned by Microsoft. Okay, so Microsoft is giving a cloud, obviously, and Microsoft has their very big, what we can say, market. They are having a lot of clients already, so they are pushing them to go to the cloud. And if they are going to the cloud, so obviously the BI tool is necessary everywhere. It is necessary to represent data. There becomes the BI tool, and for Microsoft is a Power BI. So ultimately they are getting the customers by default. Okay, second thing, the license cost is very low compared to other BI tools. So literally Power BI desktop is free. So if when in 2018, when I was working on, let's say, which version, Tableau 2018 version. So at that time the Tableau development tool or Tableau developer tool is having a cost of around $1,000 per year, whereas Power BI developer tool cost is absolutely free. It's free. Self-service BI, lot of feature they are providing. Literally they are releasing a new update every month. Every month they have a release. Okay, lot of features are keep on adding every month, and so many built-in features are there. Okay, and it is very easy to use. So if you are advanced Excel guy, then it is very easy to jump to the Power BI. No coding required at all. Just listen my word, no coding required, or very minimal coding, like Excel formulas. Like you might have done this equal to concat column 1 column 2. So what you are doing, you are just concatenating. Very similar to that. Okay, very similar to that. We have the coding required in the Power BI. Now the benefit of the course, so hands-on practice will be gonna deliver. Okay, study material will be given to you at the end of the course, and interview help. So let me take you to my Google Drive, where actually I used to give an access to the guys after the completion of the course. Alright, and after the end of the course you should be able to basically create the visuals like this. Let me show you some visuals. So these are the sample dashboards. So this you can basically, you should be able to means deliver such kind of dashboards. Nothing special here. We have used themes, buttons, the combination of all to create such visuals. Now let me take you to the mock-up project which we used to do. So this is what the HR dashboard is, and it is taking me to the detailed information of HR. Alright, so like this we can do the dashboard creation in Power BI. And let me take you to my Google Drive. So here we have learning PPTs, the files which we use throughout the course. So Power BI files, and the Excel files which we are gonna use. Then the what else, notes, the projects, small projects are there, and interview help. In that we have a couple of good PDFs, recorded calls, some interview calls over there, Q&A, question and answer, interview help again. So CV templates, if you are switching from one technology to another technology, then how to prepare a resume for BI, that is also available as a template to you. Alright, and let's look at the pay scale. So this is what the pay scale Power BI average pay scale for a Power BI guy, 6.2 lakhs almost. It is, which is very good compared to other technology. All right, and let's look at the job market. So here you can see almost more than 4,500 jobs are available on LinkedIn. Similarly on the indeedjob.com, on the Naukri, and everywhere you can do your own research as well. So I don't wanted to commit here anything. And let's look at the course content which I used to basically provide during my course. So as I said, I am a senior analyst in my company. I used to take the second round of interview. Okay, so based on my experience on the BI or on the Power BI, I designed the course content. I haven't made like a very bigger course content. I make it short and sweet, which is up to the point. So I can make same course content for 44 hours or more than that, almost 50 hours of course I can make it. But I don't wanted to do like that. I wanted to be very precise and very clear on the what I am teaching. Okay, so that, so same repetitive things I don't wanted to take it and increasing the time and the money for the people. I don't like that. So I am going with the very specific things. So Power BI architecture, what are the licenses and all, connection, how to connect to the multiple data sources, composite model, lot of things are there to cover. Okay, modeling is there, how to do the modeling, conditional column, and all those things, column from example, cross join, lot of things to be covered. So each, ideally what I did is, uh, I have divided the course into the 20 topics. So ideally each topic should cover in the 1 hour of time. So the entire course should take around 20 or maximum 22 hours. All right, so that's it from my side guys. Any question from your side?